Hey everybody, it is the last Friday of November, so welcome to the inaugural edition of Booking Forward. Yes, that is an absolutely corny name, but I'm running with it, where we're going to look forward to the books that are coming out next month. I know everybody's dropping, they're looking forward to 2025 books right now, but I did one for 2024, and I realized you get really front-ended on those because you don't know what's coming out at the end of the year. So I'm just looking a month ahead. Obviously, if we're looking forward to December, you cannot go without mentioning Wind and Truth is finally coming out. Book 5 in the Stormlight Archive, Part 1, by Brandon Sanderson. I don't need to tell you anything about this book. Let's face it, if you're going to be picking up Wind and Truth, you know exactly what you're getting. Some of you are avoiding spoilers like the plague. You don't even want to read the synopsis, so not saying anything about this one. I'm just letting you know in case you forgot it's dropping, which I doubt. Brandon Sanderson fans, this is what you've been looking forward to all year. All right. What else in the fantasy realm is coming out that I'm looking forward to in the month of December? This one's just a little bit of a mention. I haven't followed this series, but Derry was talking about the fact that not everybody on BookTube talks about this author, and I remember reading the Valdemar, the Mage Wars. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Anyhow, way back in the day. Well, apparently Elemental Masters is all the way up to book 17 by Mercedes Lackey. That is dropping Christmas Eve. So if you haven't picked up a Mercedes Lackey book in a while, just want to let you know she's got a new one coming. Moving kind of away from fantasy, and this is going to be kind of a catch-all horror, romantasy, all that good garbage. Couldn't find a good list for sci-fi. I don't know why. I know it's out there. I will do better next month. But this is kind of a catch-all for fantasy-adjacent stories. First one I want to mention. Normally, I'm not a huge romantasy fan, but this one sounds interesting. So coming out December 10th, I Made It Out of Clay by Beth Kander. I'll just give you the quick synopsis on this one. You can figure out whether you want to read it or not. Nothing's going well for Eve. She's single, turning 40, stressed at work and anxious about a recent series of increasingly creepy incidents. Most devastatingly, her beloved father died last year and her family still won't acknowledge their sorrow. With her younger sister's wedding rapidly approaching, Eve is on the verge of panic. She can't bear to attend the event alone, and that's when she recalls a strange story her Yiddish grandmother once told her about a protector forged of desperation. And Eve, to her own shock, manages to create a golem. At first, everything seems great. The golem is indeed protective and also attractive. It's a rom-com. What did you expect? But when they head out to a rural summer camp for the family wedding, Eve's lighthearted rom-com fantasy swiftly mudslides into something much darker. That's the part that caught me. The first part of this about, creating a golem and a rom-com, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be corny, but I'm here for that dark twist. I got to check that one out. Now, December 17th also has another one that's a little bit in my wheelhouse, so check this one out. It's called North is the Night. It's by Emily Rath. It's going to be book 1 in a series. In the Finnish wilderness, more than wolves roam the dark forest for Siri. There's 3 eyes in that. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. And Aina. Summer's fading light is a harbinger of unwelcome change. Land-hungry Swedes venture north, threatening the peace. A zealous Christian priest denounces the old ways, and young women have begun to disappear. Siri vows to protect Aina from danger, but even Siri cannot stop a death goddess from dragging her friend to Tuonela, the mythical underworld. Determined to save Aina, Siri braves a dangerous journey north to seek the great shaman of legend, the only person to venture to the realm of death and return alive. In Tuonela, the cruel witch queen turns Aina's every waking moment into a living nightmare, but armed with compassion and cleverness, Aina learns the truth of her capture. The king of the underworld himself has plans for her. To return home, Aina must bargain her heart as Siri plots a daring rescue of the woman she loves the most. It's a Finnish Swedish story, and it's got multiple pantheons of God looking thing to it. I get in. What can I say? I get into the religious stuff, so probably going to be checking that one out. And then diving a little bit into YA. This one comes out December 3rd, but it's got a little bit of everything I like. So hopefully this one's going to turn out pretty good. It's called The Only Way Out by Sarah Daniels. It's been 6 months since the Arcadia set sail, but this wasn't the freedom the inhabitants were hoping for. Esther did what she had to do, but she left a trail of destruction in her wake. Now the wrecked ship is abandoned and its inhabitants are in exile. Trapped in makeshift shelters, Esther and Nick, architects of the rebellion, are on the run. Esther is in hiding, and Nick seems to have abandoned all hope, but neither of them wants to face up to their true feelings for each other. Fine, there's a little romance in there. I'll survive. And there's a new villain in town, ruthless Admiral Janik, who wants to deal with the traitors while outrunning her own shady past. When the shaky ceasefire negotiated by Nick's mom, General Law falls apart, Nick and Esther find themselves in a world of betrayals and double crossings, a game of power with no one to trust but themselves. You know me, I'm in for the political intrigue. So hopefully I'm going to enjoy that one. We'll see how it goes. And then coming December 10th, I know this one's YA, but this one sounds right up my alley. We Are the Beast by Gigi Griffiths. Hopefully I pronounced that right. When a series of brutal, mysterious deaths starts plaguing the countryside and whispers of a beast in the mountains reach the quiet French hamlet of Mende. There's an E at the end. I'm running with it. Most people believe it's a curse, God's punishment for their sins, but to 16-year-old Josephine and her best friend Clara, the beast isn't a curse, it's an opportunity. For years, the girls and men have been living in a nightmare, fathers who drink, brothers who punch, homes that feel like prisons, and this is the chance to get them out. Using the creature's attacks as cover, Josephine and Clara set out to fake their friends' deaths and hide them away until it's safe to run. But escape is harder than they thought. If they can't brave a harsh winter with little food, if the villagers discover what they're doing, if the beast finds them first, those fake deaths might just become real ones. Got a little tinge of horror in there. I'm down for it. And then lastly on my list, and I know I'm missing some sci-fi stuff. I know I'm missing some books here, but I had to check this one out. End of the month, December 31st, The Losting Fountain by Laura Senf. Again, hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. The fountain itself is beautiful and alluring, yet so is the light of an anglerfish. Hidden below the surface, the world of the fountain is vast, unexplored, and unmapped, and full of wild things. Leviathan and tiny, scuttling things and all manners of creatures in between. There are other entities as well, entities that haunt and hunt in the fountain, because it rewards nearly as often as it punishes, and it has been punishing the greedy and merciless and cruel for a very long time. For those, the fountain becomes a prison. The borders between our world and the world of the fountain between our world and the world of the fountain are already porous. If the balance between them is upset and control of the fountain is lost, the consequences will be rapid, merciless, and world-ending. In every timeline that has been or will be, everywhere that water stands in our world will become a passageway for the violent damned to enter ours from the fountain. For Ember, Miles, and Sam, all from different times, what starts as a journey to take control of their lives quickly becomes a quest to save, or destroy, both worlds, depending on who you ask. All right. So that is my short synopsis of books I'm looking forward to next month. Again, I know there's probably some out there that I'm missing, and I apologize for that. I've really found that, and I don't know if it's just because it's December, there wasn't a huge collection of books that were catching my fancy. I have a feeling that next month's list is going to be much bigger come January. But, I told you I was going to start doing this next year, so I figured this is a good month to start and, get my feet underneath me, for lack of a better term. And also to see how badly you like the title of Booking Forward. So, let me know in the comments. Tell me if I need to come up with something better. But Booking Forward, your monthly episode, looking forward to what books are coming. That is the plan going forward for 2025. This is the sample. Don't judge it too harshly. I will do better next month. And I hope you guys had, if you're from the States, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. And, I hope you have a great holiday of your choice for the month of December. Take care, guys.